Evening everybody! Tonight we're doing slow cooked lamb, Greek inspired. It's the Saturday night family meal. Key ingredients this evening are the 4 lamb shanks. We have some flour here for dusting when we fry them off, which will take the fat off the skin. We have the seasoning. We have the potatoes, which will peel into large chunks that the children love, slow cooked in the sauce. We have our herbs, thyme, rosemary, garlic, shallots, which we'll put in whole. And then we've got our le creuset for cooking it slow cooked in the oven. We'll use the non-stick pan to fry off the lamb before, and there's our chicken. So step 1, we prepare the lamb for a quick frying off. We'll coat it in a generous amount of flour because that'll also help thicken the sauce. We'll add some seasoning to the flour, and we'll just give these a browning all over before they're added to the stew pot. There's a bit of seasoning. Like to season at every stage of the cooking process. Pepper, and that's some thyme, salt here. Okay, step 2, we're frying off the lamb shanks. We'll do 2 at a time so we can get them brown on all sides. Actually we won't, we'll do 4. Brown on every side, and what that will do, it'll cook out the fat on the skin and it will seal in the moisture, and the browning adds flavour to the cooking process. And then what I've got here is the le creuset pot where we'll pop them in, but they've got some paper here, so we'll just take some of the fat out when we... Finishing off the browning, nice and brown everywhere. See, that just adds a nice flavour to it, that brownness, before it goes into the stew scenario. Fat from the browning process, but we keep this pan because it has all the sticky, delicious meat parts on the bottom. We're going to put this on a heat. And now we're going to add some white wine. We're just going to burn off the alcohol in the white wine, and this will be the base of part of the stock. This is the white wine element, and then we'll add the chicken stock into here and we'll mix it all together. Rosemary, thyme, and the garlic, which we're going to very quickly fry. Give it a little bit of colour, mix it all together, and then we'll mix that with the stock once we've fried it quickly. Okay, so now we just pop this over back into the pan that we used for frying the meat, so it has all the meat flavours. Got some olive oil, fresh olive oil back in there. We'll throw the shallots in as well. Give it a bit of a shake around. Use this thyme salt. Add a little bit more thyme. Good luck. Let this fry off. I mentioned the flavour will just be a bit softer and more delicious with a small amount of butter. Potatoes. Okay, so just a quick top tip. What we do is if you want to cover all the edge of the le creuset with butter, and if you do that before allowing the food to get too hot against it, you'll keep your le creuset looking like this. If you don't do that, somebody borrowed this and cooked a Indian dish in it, but it's still perfectly good. But the key is to white butter all around the edge of the dish, just a bit like baking a cake. It'll stop your le creuset. Go in, the potatoes are cut, the stock's boiled down to get a little bit stronger, and we've got the garlic and the shallots. So what we're going to begin to do is to layer in the casserole. We don't just pour it in, I like to do it in layers and think about it a little bit. So I'll start with a small amount of stock in the bottom. So we layer in some potatoes. And it's not too much layering, we're not making a lasagna or anything, but it's good to get potatoes on the bottom and then meat and then potatoes. And there is flavoured garlic and thyme and rosemary. Garlic, thyme and rosemary, garlic, thyme and rosemary. And this is exactly the right type of meat to use for this type of dish, which is the lamb shank, because it's a nice strong muscle. And it needs slow cooking, but it's full of flavour, so it's like a bit like the lamb version of the osso buco. Okay, and then now everything's all in the casserole dishes. We've got the oven on at 220, which is very high, but we're going to pop them in, and then we're going to turn the oven straight down to 140, 150, and we're going to leave it cooking for 2 hours. And that is the slow cooked lamb.